Cue Dave and Ryan in 3, 2, 1.
It's Dave and Ryan's movie review.
Sponsored by the Plan Z Diet.
All right, so this week, as we do every now and then, when you had two great movies come out, Ryan and I had to divide and conquer this week. So I went to see Wicked, and Ryan got to go see Gladiator II.
I feel I got the better end of that deal.
You may have.
Not box office wise.
Apparently, we already talked about that. Yes. Mm-hmm. So first up, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
All righty. So I went and saw Gladiator II. Amazing film. It's got a lot of the original cast in it.
Okay.
It's got so there's a lot of flashbacks right at the very beginning. So it's got scenes from Gladiator in it. So if you're like, oh, Russell Crowe's not it. Well, technically yes, technically no. He doesn't have any new things. It's just all of his shots from the past, especially the part when he dies. It's really highlighted at the very beginning, and then halfway through the movie, you find out what happened right after he died.
Okay.
Basically, she took Lucian and she basically whisked him away right there at the Colosseum, because he was first in line for basically to be the Empire, and the Emperor, not the Empire. Sorry, this is Star Wars, but there were going to be people there who would basically kill him to take the throne. And so he's whisked away, and he's taken to not South Africa, but to Africa, where ends up people are looking for him, and so he has to run away from there when he was living with someone, and then he ends up in this other African village, where basically he lived there until he was, I believe, I want to say, in his 20s is when this movie took place. And so basically, it starts off, the city he's living in is getting attacked by the Romans.
Okay.
And the commander of the Romans just happens to be his new, I guess you could call it his stepdad, which he didn't know at the time. But
okay.
Basically, he's played by, what is his name? He's in everything. I just totally forgot his name. He was in... The Last of Us. He was in Game of Thrones. What is his name?
The only one that I know that's in this is Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, he was.
Did you not see any of those?
He was the Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, but he was also in those other ones.
Well, yeah.
Jeez, Dave. Well, anyways, basically he attacks the city, and then he ends up fighting him at the very end of the movie. It's kind of like the last one, basically. Instead of one emperor, there's two emperors.
Okay.
They're twins, but they have like some sort of disease, and one of them's like just crazy, and the other one's slowly getting there, but he's more sane than the other one. And then basically the first one dies, and then the crazy one left in charge because Denzel Washington's character, he's playing a lot of behind-the-scenes games.
Okay.
I can't give you a whole lot because it'll basically ruin the whole movie for you.
Okay.
But the crazy emperor ends up naming his pet monkey as first counselor.
Oh, very good.
But yeah, it's a great movie. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes. It doesn't seem like that at all. It's very fast-paced. The only bad thing I can really say about this movie is the guy who played Lucius, or the little kid from the first
Paul
one.
Mescal is his name.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just him, but it always sounded like he was talking with a mouthful of cotton.
Huh.
I don't know. It might have been just me. It just sounded weird.
Okay.
But overall, I'm going to give this one 4 buckets of popcorn.
4 buckets of popcorn. I will definitely go see this one. I wanted to go see this. In fact, my wife and I will probably go see this one.
Yeah.
She was really into that one.
Come see it tonight.
We could.
Do it.
It's possible. All right. Now, are you ready?
No.
I will try and make my review shorter than the movie.
How long was your movie?
I went and saw Wicked. This was Cynthia Erivo. This was Ariana Grande. The voice of Peter Dinklage. Michelle Yeoh is in this. And, of course, Jeff Goldblum.
Of course, the Bloom.
It follows the story of, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Mm-hmm.
And really, there are people out there that love this movie. I'm going to say that. I am not one of these people. Okay, I watched it. I liked it. It was okay, but I am not enamored or in awe of this film.
So you weren't singing along?
I was not.
Were there people singing?
I didn't want to get kicked out.
Were there people singing when you went?
No, there weren't actually.
No? Okay.
I was a little disappointed. Maybe that would have heightened the experience for me. This movie is just one of the many things that I didn't really care for. The length of this movie, 2 hours 40 minutes.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's almost 3 hours long.
Now here's the deal. This is part one.
Yeah, part one.
Part one covers the first act of the show.
How many acts is it? 4?
There's 2.
Oh, there's only 2 acts?
But here, the musical plays on Broadway in a time of 2 hours and 40 minutes with a 15-minute intermission.
Have you seen the Broadway musical?
No, I have not. One of the ladies that works here saw it, and that's why she enjoyed the movie. And I
Was
told
there
her,
a lot of added stuff?
that's what I asked her. She goes, the intro at the beginning, some of it was not in the musical and this, that, and the other. But I just, my biggest issue with it was, by the time this is done, like I said, the whole show plays 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 15 of it is an intermission. By the time part 2 comes out and they slap these two together, we're going to have a 5-hour movie.
It's going to be Lord of the Rings.
So that to me means, and this is just my opinion, that the director is very impressed with himself.
Who did direct this?
John Chu.
Okay.
Crazy Rich Asians. But I just, the music is always going to be the music. The music is fantastic. It just is. The scenery is unbelievable. I haven't seen scenery this bright and lively since Barbie.
Okay.
Okay. I call this, I kept trying to put a finger on it, and I was reading a review, and somebody said it. I'm like, that's it. It is a cross between Mean Girls and Harry Potter.
Okay, but what do you think about it?
I just thought a lot of it was self-serving. But like I said, this is going to be a movie that everybody's going to go see. They really are.
I'm not going to go see it.
You will eventually, trust me. It might be at
It's
home.
one of those movies where
You might be at home and you'll be like, all right. But you will watch it. And like I said, the music is great. The story is great. Everybody says they were blown away by the acting in it. Okay.
You don't like Ariana Grande?
I'm not a big Ariana Grande fan. I know.
How dare you?
And I can't say that I don't like Cynthia Erivo or I'm going to be, canceled.
You canceled anyways.
Well, that's true.
But not for that reason.
The bright spot of this movie to me, because I adore that man, is Jeff Goldblum.
He did a good job?
Although he turns out to be a wiener.
Well, the Wizard always seemed kind of wienerish.
Yeah, but here's the thing. My daughter loved it. I went with my daughter. She loved it. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to her. I said, okay. I said, here's my question to you, though. The Wizard of Oz, and maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't. The Wizard of Oz is a classic, is it not?
The original?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, why on God's green earth did somebody think, you know what? I think we need to know more of this story. And go back and add more to it. Because that's what the musical is even based on a book.
Yeah, I was just going to say, isn't the whole story based on a book?
Yes.
Because there's even an after.
Yes.
Book.
There's I think 4.
Return to Oz or something like that.
I think there's 4 that are in this Wicked series.
Okay.
But this guy takes it and then, and basically in Act 2, in the Part 2, because I don't care about spoilers, I went through and read what happens in Act 2 of the musical. And it's basically you're going to get The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So I like I said, it was fun to go watch. It was kind of cool. Parts of the movie were
let
cool.
me ask you, so in this one, because I haven't seen the play or anything.
Right.
Does it's the Wicked Witch of the West?
Yes.
Is she like the good guy mistaken as a bad guy in this?
Well,
because a lot of movies do that.
okay.
They make you love the villain.
Okay. Here's
And then in the later movies, they're just like in the original movies, they're horrible people,
and
then in the prequels, you love them.
And that's one of the issues that I had. I said in The Wizard of Oz, as it sits right now, the movie that came out with, Judy Garland and all of them, in the original Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West did not have one redeeming quality. Not one.
No.
And this gives her a human side. This is why she's this way.
Well, yeah. Well, it's just,
And it's because she was, of course, different.
Yeah.
And she was a magical child, and everybody felt like they needed to, kowtow to her because she would just do terrible things to them. And when she gets to the school, she actually goes to the school by, as a way to help her sister, because her sister is bound to a wheelchair. The father does not like the daughter, and you come to find out because it's not his daughter. But anyway,
was they not green?
No, but the father makes her basically walk around and take care of this child because the mother has passed away. So she goes to school with her, and it's called Shiz University.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, she's there by, just helping out her sister, and something transpires that angers her, and magic happens, and Michelle Yeoh plays like she's the
Dumbledore?
She's the only magic person there. She teaches sorcery, and she sees her, and she's like, okay, I want you to come to school here. And that's kind of where the animosity starts to grow between her and Glinda, Ariana Grande's character, because she wanted into that class. And the lady only takes one student per year. And then things happen, and, they become friendly and chummy. And then towards the end of it, everybody's back out to get Elphaba again. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting, I found that out. Do you know where they came up with the name Elphaba?
No.
L. Frank Baum, who wrote Wizard of Oz.
Huh.
They took that. Anyway, so and that's kind of where the movie ends. And, of course, the movie ends with defying gravity, because that's the big to-do number at the end of the first act.
She goes flying?
Yeah. And so will I go see Act 2?
Yeah,
I will.
I was like, don't you lie to me, Dave.
I will go see it.
Don't you lie to me, Hokinson.
And like I said, I didn't hate the movie. I just thought a lot of it was self-serving. A lot of it was, catering and being nice and being as politically correct as possible in these times. Let's put it that way. So as far as it goes, I'm giving it 3 popcorn buckets out of 4. Ooh. I know there are people out there that will not care for that, but that's just the way I felt about it.
Tough cookies.
There are plenty of other people out there that think this is a fantastic movie.
Honestly, if they're going to get upset that 2 fat guys gave their movie they really like a bad review.
Well, a fat guy going and seeing a musical,
they need to reevaluate their lives.
A fat guy going and seeing a musical, that's their demographic, isn't it?
I wouldn't know what the musical demographics are.
I don't either. But like I said, it was an okay movie. 3 out of 5. I will go see the second one. Go see this one. If it's a lot of
Gladiator.
Yeah, go see Gladiator and then go see this one. Or other way around.
Or go see Gladiator.
Go see Wicked first, and then to wipe that out of your mind, go see Gladiator 2. Yeah. All right. Okay, when we come back, December is right here we are on the precipice.
Precipice!
Big word, of December. And we're going to talk about some December movie releases. And there's quite a few when we come back on Dave and Ryan's Movie Review, brought to you by the Plan Z Diet.